Cody Rhodes and the Drew McIntyre segment. All right, so let's talk about it. This was one of those brilliant, might I say, overproduced segments that they did. The WWE is known for at this point, and I think the only thing that really needed to be changed here was an acknowledgement of something that you noted earlier. The fact that Drew McIntyre, he was making these claims about he wanted things to be on his terms. He would pick the stipulation. I think that Nick Aldis should have outright confronted that, and acknowledged the fact that, hey, last time was your stipulation, and just filling in that plot hole there. But the invasion that they did with Cody Rhodes, that was fine. In this instance, in my universe, the shoes are swapped in terms of who's the champion. So Drew is the champion and Cody is the pissed off challenger, and so he's going to attack him. So that's the main thing that I would have done differently, is saying that, okay, hey, this is the stipulation that changed, and maybe Nick Aldis being more sympathetic to Drew McIntyre there, because Cody is going off the rails. So Miz and Melo, the last time we left off, Melo had just beat John Cena, and he's the U.S. champion. He now has not only the Miz, but he has Kehlani Jordan by his side. And last week, he kind of disrespected the Miz. He said that he had beat John Cena all by himself. And that wasn't true, because the Miz was the deciding factor. He caused the distraction, interfered, and Melo was able to capitalize on that. So the Miz was kind of rubbed the wrong way. This week, we're picking up John Cena. He continued and did his retirement angle. I'm not touching that. That's set. The tournament happened as is. This, instead of the Dominic Mysterio match, the Melo match was his last match prior to that. Now we have Carmelo Hayes and The Miz versus Street Profits. Street Profits are currently underutilized, so I think that them being on TV in a meaningful capacity and participating in a match, I think that is something that would benefit them tremendously. We haven't seen them about 2 months at this point. So I have The Miz and Melo going against Street Profits. Everything seems to be going fine until it isn't. The Miz is the one who actually takes the pinfall, and after the match, Melo blames Miz for being the weak link, and he's not pulling his weight. So you can kind of see where this is. I'm building it and continuing of this, and Street Profits got a win, so maybe that moves them ahead in the tag division. We can utilize them there. The Jade Cargill and Mark Henry segment, I would just have them do a sit down. I would have them do a sit down, like a candid interview about the fact that she's been destroying her friends. And she reiterates and underscores the fact that there are no friends in this industry. It's just her, and she's the most dominant force on the roster. And she acknowledges, she calls it the fact, hey, the other women are scared of me. They're all chasing the tag team championships. Ain't none of them stepping to me. You got, she calls them out name by name, and they show the empty busts that I have in the gallery, where like there's all these things, but nobody wants to smoke with her. That kind of explains the fact of she hasn't had a credible contender. She's been piddling around with Michin, with B-Fab. Tiffany Stratton has been dealt with, but nobody's stepping up, and she acknowledges, she confronts that in the one-on-one, and that lays the groundwork brilliantly for what's going to happen next. So the sit down with Mark Henry, they have Michael Cole doing the interview, and it's one of those just like solo segments. Nobody interrupts. They're in a dark room, and then it's it.